Hello, y'all. So I had to try to look for some place that's peaceful and quiet because I wanted like no interruptions. So um dang, I didn't realize it's 2:33 p.m. So I think it was last Saturday. Waiting at the bus stop, I saw that guy. I didn't realize he was the same person because I don't think he had eyeglasses the last time. He didn't have eyeglasses the last time, so I didn't recognize him. So when I checked out of the hotel last Saturday, the 11th, I think I saw him then. So I think there was just small conversation about when the bus is supposed to come. So so I was got on the bus. Well, last time I sat towards the front, but but I didn't even realize, I didn't even realize where the hell he sat the last time. So when today he just magically came just before the bus, like he came smack dab right on time for the bus, and so he had on glasses, and I'm like, I know that ain't the same guy from um last week, the other week, so I mean, I don't recall having much or anything to say to him when we were at the bus stop because he was there only for a few seconds because the bus was coming. So he I was there first anyway at the bus stop, so he let me get on the bus first, and he let me get on the bus first, and then I'm wondering, you know, I didn't sit in the front this time because that particular bus, I was trying to look for a clean seat, a seat that wasn't dirty because they had a lot of seats that looked like they had either dirt or white powder or some soda or whatever spilled on it. So I went to try to look for a seat that was clean. So I went all the way to the back and sat down. I didn't realize he walked right behind me and followed me to the back of the bus and was walking close distance enough to where he was close to rolling on my ass. Like like as if he was right up on me. And I have gotten raped by guys who act the way he treated me. So so the bus was empty. I was the first one on. He got on after me. Nobody else was on the bus. And I'm questioning, I'm like, this is weird. Like, why would he, if I'm sitting all the way in the middle of the back seat of the bus, why of all places is he gonna come sit right next by me? And then he had two grocery bags full of stuff. One felt like clothes, and he put his like he put his clothes in the seat between us two, and then he had his clothes closer to me than himself. So I tried to push his stuff over towards him, and I didn't say anything, but I questioned in my head, why of all places did he come and sit by me? I felt kind of uncomfortable and weird. So afterwards, it was very quiet for like the first 5 minutes. Then he started asking me about staying at the. Yeah, I think he did ask me about the hotel last conversation, like 8 days ago. Um, he asked me, "Oh, do you stay at the Days Inn right there?" I think I have that on video. Um, so I didn't realize that he was a perp until he started to act a certain way. So I was wondering, why would he come and follow me and sit like walk close distance all up on me and come sit right in the same row as me, all the doggone seats, and you're gonna come sit right by me. So and afterwards it was quiet for a good 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, he started asking me about staying at that hotel and asking me about checking out and stuff. And then he started off fake friendly and inquisitive and nosy and asking me all kinds of questions. And he started kind of talking down to me and like talking condescending and saying that, oh, well, why you waste your time and money and stuff to come all the way over here to Sharonville when they got hotels downtown that's much cheaper? I'm like, well, I'm new here. I'm still trying to figure out my way around here. You know, I'm new in learning and trying to figure out, you know, my way around here. So then he started to ask me where I'm from and stuff like that. But before he asked me where I'm from, he starts to say stuff and like talk about how he'd been in and out of prison and that he got a mental health problem and that they're trying to set him up to go back to prison. And he said that that they're about to put him in a mental health group home. He said that they're about to put him. He said something about them trying to put him. Come on, man. He said that see, the moment I said group home, I don't know if she pretended to fake sneeze or what. So he was talking about, because that's what the online perps have been talking about, that I need to be put in a group home, this, that, whatever. So it's like he was saying that he'd been in and out of prison since he was 22 years old. And I said, well, how old are you now? He said 38. I said, oh, well, I'm 39. So he said, yeah, my birthday, September 30th, 1984 or something like that. And I said, well, mine's, August 25th, 1983. And so then he said, oh, yeah, well, I have a daughter whose birthday is the 24th. So, I mean, like, what? Whoa, you say you're 38? I thought he was 22. I thought he looked like very young. So, he, was saying, oh, that don't make no sense. Like saying all the trigger words that upset me, like, and frustrate me and stuff. And so it seemed like everything he said was a trigger. The only thing he didn't call me was greedy, but he called me a fat ass and everything else. But he was using phrases and all the trigger phrase, everything that pissed me off and like made me want to slap the fuck out of him. So he came back there just to start harassing me and stuff. But at first he started off friendly, fake friendly, and then started to get like abusive with his word and condescending with his words, like saying it don't make no sense for me to be up here. Or first he was saying it don't make no sense for me to be, going to stay in the hotel in Sharonville. Well, I mean, it's one bus that take you all the way from downtown, depending on where I'm at. So if he try to say it don't make no sense or that, and I'm like, well, I went by what was on the Hopper app. It's like, well, ditch that Hopper app and just Google it and you'll find cheaper hotels. Common sense ought to tell you that or whatever. And everything he kept on saying, oh, you just don't make no sense, don't make no sense. I'm like, oh, you stupid, why you doing whatever? And so he was like, oh, well, why would you come all the way from New Orleans? I mean, why would you come all the way from Pensacola where it's warm to over here? And I'm like, it's a long story. And so he kept on trying to get it out of me. He's like, for you to say it's a long story, you must have done something illegal. And he kept on repeatedly saying, you must have done something illegal. You must have broke the law. You must have done something illegal. And I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, yeah, you had to have done something illegal because how come you don't want to tell me? Oh, what you on, drugs? Or what you broke the law? You did something illegal? Or something like that he was saying. So I just did, because I figured that he would be the type to call me crazy if I mentioned gang stalking. That the gang stalkers ran me away from Pensacola and forced me way out here. So he claims he's a Cincinnati native, born and raised here. And, he was telling me about the people from India. He's like, why you want to go to their hotel? Those people are nasty, meaning that their attitudes is nasty. Those people are nasty. They foul and stuff. He said, see them Indians? And then he was trying to say that, oh, well, in the Hindu religion, their religion teaches them to be racist against blacks. And they be and the dark ones be bleaching their skin and teaching them to hate themselves. And so that's why you'd be seeing them bleaching their skin and whatever. So it's like, so I feel like what a hypocrite for him to talk about people Indian from India being racist and being foul and rude, and you treating your own black people, so all because I refused to tell him, why, the reason why I came up here. He started to narcissistically bully, harass, and lecture me. And I thought I had it on film. I thought I had it on camera, but I didn't realize the camera was turned further towards the back. But he was trying to tell me, see, you got mental, he did like this. You got mental problem like that with the devil horns. Like, you got mental problem. He didn't do like this. He did like this. You got mental problem. So I was trying to put that put him doing that. I was trying to put that on film. I think I did have a little bit piece of him doing that on. Now look at you, throwing up. You trying to call me mental while using the devil horns at the same time. So he he's like, well, that don't make no sense. You stupid. That don't make no sense. Why would you come all the way up here to Cincinnati just to be homeless out here? I said I was already homeless before I came here, and I was trying to get a job in housing. But yeah, you left where it was nice and warm to come all the way here where it's cold. I'm like, it's a long story. I already told y'all the reason how I ended up here. I didn't want to be up here in the first place, but I told y'all about what happened in Pensacola. So it's like I just got here and made to feel like I'm unwanted or unwelcome, or like I made a dumb decision or a bad decision to come out here. I mean, the wrong decision to be in my hometown, New Orleans. Wrong decision to go to Los Angeles when I went there. Wrong decision to go to Greenville, South Carolina. Wrong decision to go to Pensacola. Like, they wanted me to, like, you're not welcome here. We don't want you here. So where the hell am I supposed to exist at? I kept on saying, what's the point of leaving Pensacola if I'm going to get the same treatment everywhere? Y'all want to force me, y'all kept on saying, get out of Pensacola, get out of Florida, get out of Florida, get out of Pensacola. And now that I'm here, it's like, it's worse. But I'm wrongfully banned from too many places in my hometown, New Orleans, in Los Angeles, California, and my hometown, New Orleans. Oh, did I say my hometown, New Orleans, Pensacola, Florida, and Los Angeles? But in Greenville, South Carolina, I don't have any memory of being banned from anywhere. I think that fake Salvation Army shelter, they tried to. Yeah, that Salvation Army shelter. And so, where they try to take all your money and then throw you out on the streets after they took your money. So, that guy was trying to tell me that, that I'm mental and that I'm crazy. And he started to bully, harass, and lecture me about my behavior. And I said, okay, let's stop right here. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Then he kept on yapping his jaws and talking. So after I put him on film, he was bullying, like trying to bully and harass and lecture me and stuff, and trying to talk to me like I lack common sense. And he even started to, and I'm like, I'm not even doing anything. It's bad behavior because I don't want to tell you why I'm here in Cincinnati. He's like, look at you, look at how you look, look how you dress, look at how you dress, look how you look. Oh, I'm just playing a game. You actually are weird. And so he had the authority to kick me away from where I was sitting at and force me to sit way up in the front. And he's the type of person who would have followed me home, and if I had a place to live or something, he's the type of person who would have followed me home and raped me. I was wondering, why was he overly concerned about where I was staying at, or he was asking me if I lived there at the Days Inn. And I said, no, I just stayed there a couple of nights. I'm like, yeah, but I saw you last week. So, getting all of my doggone business. So, it seemed like he sat next to me just to start to, ask nosy questions. And I've been raped by guys who got attitudes and personalities like him, narcissistic. And they're the type of person who treats you like you don't have a right to say no. And then lie to the police and say that you wanted it more than they did. So I'm not even attracted to people who look like him anyway. So So I was so like the words that he used in the manipulation and stuff made me so fucking angry. I felt like I could not wait to get off the bus. I could not wait to get off the bus. And we were on the bus for over an hour. So I was so mad, so angry, so riled up that I felt like I almost felt like I couldn't like I was gonna lose control over my temper. So it took a lot for me to restrain myself. So he was talking about being in and out of prison, and he was talking about how they trying to set him up to be locked up back in prison again. And he was saying that he's got a lot of mental, quote unquote, mental problems, that he sees a psychiatrist. And he just told me I didn't ask him this information. He just started divulging and telling me this information. So I wasn't even behaving or acting a certain way. I just refused to tell him, I just kept saying it's a long story, and he kept on saying, "Look at you, your behavior. I see what you and your behavior," and how he knew, a complete stranger, how he knew to lecture me about my behavior. That word behavior, like I'm an animal, and started to telling me that I'm mental and I need to see a psychiatrist. I need medicine. I need to be locked up in a mental institution. All that stuff. And I'm surprised the bus driver, way up at the front, I'm surprised it was a female, a big black female too. I'm surprised she didn't say nothing. She didn't stop the bus. She didn't say nothing. I don't even know if she even knew what was going on. But, that was a comfortable spot for me, because almost all the seats on that bus were dirty, except, those were one of the few cleaner seats. So I just, I sprayed that seat off and then sat down. And then I didn't realize I felt something all close up on me, like his whole body pressed up on me. And then he came and sat he sat by the window, and I sat in the middle, and he put his stuff in the middle. So, in between us, so I just felt uncomfortable the whole time. And, I don't know. It seemed like the harassment is getting worse. Y'all realize that I've been having to put the camera in people's face more often here than when I was in Pensacola. It's been like almost everyday occurrence. And then I've been seeing I'm going to say actually literally 20 times more one headlight and strange headlights and all that out here in Cincinnati. Almost everybody. Way more out here than, 20 times more out here than Pensacola. So, so that's and I was like, I wanted to tell everything while everything was fresh in my mind. I don't even know if I forgot any actual details, but he was talking about the guy, Sam, that works there at the hotel. The Sam, that's the manager. And you saw how and so he made it like he knew all about them, and he's like, yeah, them Indians, yeah, they're some nasty foul people and this and that, whatever. So but here you dogging out and abusing me for nothing. So he tried to lie on camera. He tried to lie. I was the one who tried to cut the conversation with him first, and he wouldn't stop. So then I put him on film, and then that's when he wanted to end everything, because he didn't want to be exposed. He blocked me trying to put his face on camera. And so I kind of couldn't see because the glare from the sun, I didn't even realize that when he was doing all those hand signs, I didn't realize that the camera was turned further back, and I couldn't even see that well on the camera, but I was really trying to get his face and his hand movements and stuff. I showed and explained to y'all his hand movements. So he tried to lie and say that I was the one who followed. He reversed it and lied and said I was the one who followed him all the way to the back. But the security cameras on the bus would prove otherwise. The security camera, if anybody brought up the cameras on the bus, they would prove otherwise. I promise you. And God in heaven knows. He saw what's going on. He sees what's going on. So then, he try to flip everything and try to say, oh yeah, I pay rent and you homeless. I saw he said that in one of the previous videos. Oh, he's like, I pay rent and you're homeless or something like that. He said, I don't remember word for word what he said, but he bragged about himself paying rent. So perps love to brag about how, oh, I know how to game the system. I know how to play the game. And you really are weird. But they falsely accused me of playing the system or gaming the system or scamming and getting over. And I never in my life done anything like, or try to do anything like that. They have ghetto narcissistic abusers who try to manipulate me into breaking the law with them trying to scam me out my food stamps and everything. Or they'll try to get money out of me and try to, they would make attempts at trying to get money out of me and try to be like, well, I got $45 in food stamps. How about you give me $90? Well, I thought it worked the other way around, but in the hood. But I don't like doing stuff like that where they act like they want to try to. It hasn't happened in a long time, but I heard about, oh, it's the other way around, that if somebody give you $90 in food stamps and then you give them $40 and $45 in cash, and I heard that that's illegal to do that. That's illegal. So, but ghetto narcissistic abusers, they want to try to manipulate you to break the law with them. And I try to avoid and stay away from those kind of people. They want to try to get you to do it. And they even try to do stuff like, if you have a disabled bus pass in Los Angeles, they would try to lie and say that they're my caregiver just so they could scam for a free ride. And then the bus driver would make threats to they would try to make threats to say that I'm the one who committed fraud or want to take my bus. I'm like, I told you. And then they lie and say, oh, I'm with her. And I'm like, I didn't even know that person lied to the bus driver and said that they're with me. And so the bus driver get mad at me and not that person. And, it happened in Los Angeles. Like they'll get mad at me and not that person. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't even know. So, and then the whole bus full of people will be full of perps and bully, harass, and laugh at me and mock me while the bus drivers narcissistically berating and yelling at me, So, I mean, that guy right there is that's the second time that happened between me and another black guy. That's the second black guy that did that to me. That if I'm somewhere first and you think you got the authority to kick me away and then, and then reverse it and lie and say you were there first. Like the guy at the park, what he did. So I told y'all what I had for breakfast. So I had fish and grits for lunch, lunch, whatever you want to call it. Fish and grits and a biscuit. And I'm surprised how cheap it was. And they said that was a new thing that they started up with weekend brunch or whatever. So they so there was like a weekend brunch with fish and grits for $8. Like cheesy grits and fish for $8. In Pensacola, that'd be like $17, something like that. But fish and grits for $8, And also, I had like a biscuit on the side for $3, a biscuit with honey. And so that was $11. So I had to buy, all they had left was 2 more bottles of rubbing alcohol for me to continue to try to sanitize as much as possible since I can't have a convenient opportunity to take a bath. Well, I had a shower this morning, brushed my teeth and floss and everything, washed my hair and everything. But I don't know if I'll get to have a shower. I don't know when I'll get the next time to get a hotel room or a decent shower. So this bump in my ear, I mean, if I keep sanitizing it, eventually I guess the infection will go down or go away. And last night, I started to take the bentonite clay. I have a little bit left, and I still got more of that green powder supplement left to try to take, hopefully to maybe get rid of the infection and boost my immune system. I don't have any more coconut oil. So now I still have that $1.53. I think it's $1.53 in cash, and now I have $3.15 in the bank. And so I had dinner last night, and I had paid for a bus ticket, a 24-hour bus ticket, and I had lunch. So now, and then I bought, a couple of bottles of rubbing alcohol, and, so now I just got $3.15 left. So they have some people that were downtown that were polite and didn't have the money. I understand if you were polite and you didn't have the money, but they had some of them who were just rich, narcissistic, and rude, and I put your ass on blast too. I mean, I couldn't get their face, but I only got the back of them. But the perps that are abusive, narcissistic perps that they're rude and don't want to help. I'm just doggone frustrated. And the fact that they're blocking me from getting an opportunity to work or have a job or anything like that, or to make a living. And so I would like to work on another short story or two, or maybe do some more journaling or writing or something later on today. Blogging. And so with $3.15, I don't know what I can get with $3.15, with the way inflation, everything going up. So I don't know what I can get. But then I won't have money for the bus for food tomorrow or anything. And I had some distressing, upsetting YouTube comments that I had to block a few people. So tomorrow I think is President's Day. And then I think Tuesday, I'm pretty sure it's Mardi Gras, but I don't even know if banks and stuff like that will be open on Tuesday. But other than that, at least Wednesday, I don't know if the post office will be open on Tuesday up here. But in New Orleans, everything be closed because it's Mardi Gras. But I don't know if they observe that up here with businesses closed and everything. So I might have to wait all the way till Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. So it's like a holiday almost every day this coming week. President's Day, then Mardi Gras, then Ash Wednesday, and then whatever other, the rest of the week. So I gotta write down a list of certain business I need to handle and things I need to do to try to keep up with everything. I mean, I need to write to the Social Security office and tell them, I need to change my address and this and that, whatever. Since I couldn't do it in person, they didn't have to treat me like that. They didn't have to do that, I mean, that thing, the C word, Biden said it's over. The hoax is over. It's over, Biden said. So they did a fake street theater to force that on me. Because almost everybody didn't have one on until I walked in there. And that's when he created a fake show. So I'm going to try to write another short story or two today in the hopes that I can earn, enough money for bus fare, meals to eat, and possibly hotel room somewhere else. Hotel or motel, But that guy thought he could try to dictate, police, and control what hotel I should stay at. Or, he thought he can try to tell me what to do or try to tell me where to go stay at. And then try to be like, well, they got other places way cheaper. And that don't make no sense or whatever. Whatever. I'm like, well, I didn't know. I'm new up here. That's like when I very first smack dab came up here 2 Sundays ago, and the narcissistic white female Uber driver, she's like, well, you're going all the way to Sharonville. Well, come to find out, no, it was Springdale that I was going to. I didn't know. I mean, I just was trying to find an affordable hotel that hopefully wouldn't need, a deposit. And then she treated me like I was stupid and like I already know. I'm like, I know nothing about this place. I never came here in my life. My first time coming here in my life. So, you know, she's like, you're wasting your money. And I didn't even know that the buses run on Sunday. I didn't know that they run frequently on Sunday. Plus, I was days of sleep deprived, couldn't think straight. I was tired. So y'all know that hotels close to downtown be more expensive and they're not cheap. Anything close to downtown is more expensive. So, well, not everything, but a lot of stuff close to downtown is more expensive. So, as I said, I need any and all the help that I can get. I need to look at the weather and see what the weather is like, if it might snow or if it might be too cold or if I might need to ask for more help, because it's supposed to be like between 30 and 40 something degrees every night for this whole coming week. And that's why, like, y'all don't even want me protected or have help in a hotel room. You don't want me in shelters. You don't want me nowhere. So you don't want me to exist anywhere. If I made a bad decision to go back home to New Orleans, I made a bad decision to go to Los Angeles, I made a bad decision to go to Pensacola, Florida, I made a bad decision to go to Greenville, South Carolina, I made a bad decision to come here. If I moved to I don't know, Boise, Idaho, I'm pretty sure that would be a bad decision too. So thanks for listening to me. I'm a go for now. I have the information in the description box of almost all my videos. I'm still sleep deprived. So I'm going to try my best, with a couple of short stories. And even if they are quote unquote negative, it's like, speaking on what not my personal experience, but based off somewhat my personal experience. Like, say, for example, abusive relationships, friendships, cults, MK Ultra, mind control, mental health, any of that, any of those things, well, I don't have personal experience with domestic violence, and thank God that I don't, but I can very much relate because I witnessed it growing up. And plus, dealing with abusive foster and biological family members who treat me with the same kind of control and abuse as domestic violence. If you have a narcissistic twin or abusive bully narcissistic twin or an abusive narcissistic foster mom or biological siblings who are going to treat you that way. And I witnessed the foster brother Joe physically abusing and beating on his whatever wife he had. And he didn't care that they were pregnant. He would punch him in the stomach. How the hell the kids turn out mentally normal? He would punch the pregnant wife in the stomach. Well, I didn't eyewitness that, but my twin sister, she seemed like she eyewitnessed the foster brother Joe do more to women than what I eyewitnessed. But you take your pregnant wife and whip her and she's 3 months older than you, you whip her with a belt like as if she's your child. And I've heard a lot of domestic violence and narcissistic abuse situations. Like that guy from earlier, it would have driven me to insanity if I would have been forced to ended up being married to somebody like him, or ended up somebody like him being my baby daddy. I would hate to have a baby daddy or a husband that's going to talk to me the way y'all saw how he talked to me. And I wish I would have had everything on film, because once I told him that I didn't want to tell him why I came up here, and he kept trying to push the issue, and he started to talk about my behavior. I wasn't even acting out or doing anything. I wasn't even doing anything. And so he started to talk about me being mentally crazy and stuff. And I didn't even say. So I knew he was a perp, because he knew all the trigger words to piss me off and upset me. So, and guess what? That didn't really get monetized, that video. Well, wasn't completely, but it said add suitability in the yellow $sign. So I don't even know if I might get like limited money or no money at all from that video because of him. So, I'm going to go for now. I need any and all the help that I can get. Nobody's helping in person. People ain't really helping downtown. I'm frustrated and at wit's end, struggling to survive. Got to be out in the freaking cold. And everybody wants to be abusive, hateful, and mean and dirty. And just don't give a damn while they are evil and they think they're more deserving to have a nice, warm, cozy bed while I'm not even allowed to I'm forced to have a damn cold shower and a hotel room with cold air, cold heater. So, thanks for listening to me. And I told the story in detail, more in depth about what happened and what he did to me. So I'm going to go for now, and I'll see y'all.